The doors to the Viridian Tea House are open once more. Hello, everyone. It's a new week, and I'm really happy to be talking about the things that you will see very soon. But before I begin, I just want to wish everyone a happy and safe Independence Day. Happy 4th of July to you all. All right, so with the news, I got into Mutiny Market this Saturday. I am so excited. I love Mutiny Market. This will be my third one. So I've been doing the Sunday market, but I've never done Saturday. And from what I was told with the other vendors, Saturday is absolute chaos. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna have tea blends and books and photography and stickers. If you follow me on social media, you'll see all the stickers I've been creating lately, and original artwork by J.W. Bullard, and some other vintage items too that I've had long enough and it's time for me to pass them on. So hopefully I'll see you there. It's at Mutiny Information Cafe this Saturday from 11 to 5. And then on Sunday, I go back to Golden at the Country Golden Outpost. I think that's right. I always get the name wrong. I'm so sorry, Amanda. I'm sorry. But that's from 9 to 2, and I always have a good time at that market. It's a hoot and a holler, especially when some of the volunteers dress up like vegetables and wave at people on the street. I think we have a corn, a carrot, and a strawberry or an apple, I'm not sure. But anyway, so if you're looking for something to do after the 4th, we've got Mutiny Market on Saturday, and we've got the Country Outpost Market the Golden event in Golden, Colorado on Sunday from 9 to 2. So hopefully I'll see you there. And I have a new book coming out. So if you follow me on social media, you've seen that I've been posting like crazy about all these books coming out. And yes, while I am writing furiously, all of these self-published projects are projects that I've had for years, and I've procrastinated on them. I mean, I'll admit it, I have procrastinated. So this latest book took me 3 years to write because I took a long break and I thought I really don't want to do this book anymore. But I said, you know what, this is a really good story and I want to finish it. So I'm waiting on the proof copy, and once I approve it, then I'll let y'all know when the book is released. So I'm really happy about that. And in terms of all my other books through Pro Se Productions, I don't know about any dates, any release dates for my books, but I have gone through the final edits of one of my murder mysteries, so hopefully that'll be coming out soon. So stay tuned for future videos of Viridian Tea House where I talk about when the books are coming out. All right, so let's get to the book portion, and let me just get this out of the way. Both books do receive 5 pots of tea from Viridian Tea House. So we got that out of the way. And they are 5 pots of tea for a myriad of reasons. And let me just say that these 2 books have nothing in common. But I've said this time and time again with regards to libraries. Every time I go into one of the libraries here in Denver, I never know what I'm going to find. I never know what I'm going to expect. And I love it. In fact, yesterday I did pick up and drop off, and I think I was supposed to pick up 2 books and I ended up checking out 10. So I can't help it. Libraries are like candy stores to me. They really are. So let's get to the first book. This I saw by accident. I was just kind of wandering around the shelves in Bear Valley, and I saw this book and I thought, I've never even heard of this art form. But I looked it up on Pinterest, and oh my God, I typed in the word and I just got picture after picture after picture involving this. What am I talking about? Dorodango, the Japanese art of making mud balls. And this book was written by Bruce Gardner. And you're probably thinking, okay, mud balls, really? You know, we did that when we were kids. True, I used to make mud pies. This is an elevated art form. So let me read the back of it for you. Did you ever make a mud pie as a child? Yes. In Japan, children make mud balls called hikaru dorodango, and this earthy pastime has now been adopted by people around the world. Using the humblest material, a Dorodango is formed by rolling earth into a perfect sphere and polishing it by hand until it gleams. Anyone can make a Dorodango, but it requires a little know-how. Dorodango, and I hope I'm pronouncing Dorodango correctly. I do know some Japanese, and I never like to butcher a language, so my apologies if I'm saying it incorrectly. Dorodango master Bruce Gardner shares his experience and techniques, then finding the right earth to achieving different finishes. Known to induce a flow state, this mindful process brings as much satisfaction as the beautiful object made by your own hand. And I have to admit, while reading this book, I slowed down. I didn't want to rush through the book, rush through the read and say, okay, that was really cool. All right, next. I wanted to take my time with this process. And as I read it, each step, each layer, I thought, could I really do this? And I thought, yeah, I really would like to do this. I really would like to try and make a Dorodango. And what I thought was really cool was a lot of the dirt that Mr. Gardner used. Some of it was in Colorado, Pagosa Springs, and I love Pagosa Springs. So let's see if I can find a couple of pictures so you can see. I mean, yeah, there's the cover, of course, but yeah, here's one. So this one is a smooth red made with very clayey dirt from a notoriously steep hill on the Santa Fe Trail between Albuquerque and Santa Fe, La Bajada, New Mexico. And you can see that was the result of using that particular kind of dirt. It's just absolutely gorgeous. But yes, this is a mindful meditative process that is not overnight. If you follow all of the steps, this is probably maybe a month, maybe a little bit longer, probably several months. But what a treasure and what an art form to pursue. Oh yeah, here's another good picture. All Dorodango that Mr. Gardner had made. Absolutely beautiful. And each one tells its own story, you know, with different dirt and the technique and how you roll the mud and, you know, the cracks that may appear and you weren't expecting it, or bubbles rising to the surface and how you handled that. But this is one of the most unique practices I've ever read about, and I was so pleased at the end, and I felt way calmer when I finished the book. But I do know I would like to try making one of these. So like I said, this does receive 5 pots of tea. Dorodango, the Japanese art of making mud balls by Bruce Gardner. Quite a treasure. Really is a treasure. So the next book, like I said, these 2 books have nothing in common. So I don't know what I was reading, but it led me to this book, which I thought, oh yeah, didn't they make a movie out of this? So I tried to look up the movie, couldn't find the movie yet. I'm still on the hunt for it. But the book was terrifying. And the very end was it was really hard to read. What am I talking about? Looking for Mr. Goodbar by Judith Rossner. This is a terrifying book into the look of one woman's life. You know what happens at the beginning, and the rest of the book tells you how you, the reader, gets to that point with her. So let me read the back of it for you. The groundbreaking #1 New York Times bestseller, inspired by a harrowing true story. And that's what made it that's what made it even harder for me to read, because this really happened. Teresa Dunn spends her days as a school teacher whose rigid Catholic upbringing has taught her that happiness means finding the right man. But at night, her resentment of those social mores and fear of attachment lead her into the alcohol and drug-fueled underworld of singles bars, where she engages in a pattern of dangerous sexual activity that threatens her safety and ultimately her life. With over 4 million copies sold, this seminal novel, a lightning rod for controversy upon its publication, has become a cultural touchstone that has forever influenced our perception of social rebellion and sexual empowerment. And about the author, I do know that she has passed. Judith Rossner was the author of 10 novels, including Perfidia, Olivia, and the national bestseller August. So from what I understand, let's see, so the book was written in 1975. I can't remember when this incident occurred, but you get to look into the life of Teresa Dunn from the very beginning, growing up in New York, and how she gets into this pattern of going to singles bars just looking for a man. And not really going to spoil it, but I'm going to spoil it anyway. She ends up getting killed. So like I said, it starts off where you read about the incident, and then the rest of the book is how you, the reader, gets there with Teresa Dunn. But an absolutely tragic tale. Like I said, that this really did happen, and it's tragic. But having said that, Judith Rossner takes the real story, fictionalizes it, and turns it into a book that I really could not look away from. Every page I turned, I thought, well, maybe she'll figure something out. Maybe something will change. Maybe what I read in the beginning didn't really happen. That's just a what if. And it turns out, no, that's exactly what happened. It was a powerful psychological thriller, one that I don't think a lot of people could honestly read. I mean, it wasn't so, I mean, the murder was horrific, but how she became part of that downward spiral, it's just tragic to read. It really, really was tragic to read, but it was one hell of a story, and I'm so glad that I read it. So once again, Looking for Mr. Goodbar by Judith Rossner. And in the movie, Diane Keaton plays the main character. So I think it's like 1970 something, I can't remember. But I would love to watch the movie and just kind of compare it between the book and the movie. Because, you know, they always say the book is better than the movie. But yeah, and actually, New York Times quoted saying this. A complex and chilling portrait of a woman's descent into hell. Teresa Dunn, in this tough and powerfully controlled novel, takes her place beside Henry James's Isabel Archer and Scott Fitzgerald's Nicole Diver as another victim of the American dream, a woman who never roused herself enough to wake up from the nightmare. Yeah. But many thanks to Denver Public Library for having these two books. Really, really do appreciate it. Thank you. So getting to the tea portion, I'm reviewing a tea today, and this is Pomegranate and Mint, Mint Infusion by Outdoors Herbalist Tea House. And I do want to say many thanks to Chelsea and Luke for getting this for me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. And let's see here. I don't have my glasses on. What are the ingredients? Where are the ingredients? I can't tell. Let's see. It just says, this fruit melange impresses with the juicy sweet taste of fruity pomegranate and refreshing mint. Oh, peppermint. Okay. I do not see the ingredients on here, or maybe I'm seeing them, and I like I said, I don't have my glasses on. But anyway, so this is a lovely herbal tisane. And let me just tell you something. When I opened up the bag, I was like, oh, I'm a mint person. A lot of my tea blends have either spearmint or peppermint or lemon balm. I love mint. I really do. It calms me. It grounds me. It just kind of refreshes my soul. So when I smelled this tea, I went, oh, this is nice. This makes me want to just take off today and say, you know, 2-day vacation sounds wonderful. So I brewed myself a cup right here. I did about 2 tablespoons in my brown Betty teapot, and I let it steep for about 5 minutes and some change. So this is my first time trying Pomegranate and Mint by Outdoors Herbalist Tea House. Oh, that's like a dream. And my first thought was, okay, so this is hot. I want to know what this tastes like iced, and I'm really tempted to make a pot of this iced for our refrigerator. But this is lovely, and I put no sweetener in this. This is quite delicious. Yeah, so this is a balanced taste. My mouth afterward feels refreshed and renewed. I don't feel sticky. I don't feel like I've got a cotton mouth. The mint is not knocking me out. I'm not thinking, I can't really taste anything. This is balanced. This is delicious. This is quite the herbal tisane. This is perfection in a cup. This really is. That's delicious. So I'm going to put their website on the video once I upload it. But let's see. They talk about monthly subscription boxes. Well, anyway, I will look them up and I'll put their website on the video so you too can enjoy this pomegranate and mint. But this is absolutely delicious. This really, really is a delicious herbal tisane. And you know, I haven't had my morning cup of tea yet, but I feel refreshed and I have a nice boost of natural energy just through this cup. Like I feel like with green tea, it's the calm focus. I feel like that with this tea. I feel very relaxed, but I also feel like I'm ready to start my day, or I'm ready to just blow through what I have ready for me and just have a productive day. But this is quite delicious. This really is. I don't want to drink too much of it because it is time for our tea and water breathing meditation. You know the drill. We're just going to take a few seconds out of our crazy day to just focus on our breathing. Make sure you have a glass of water or a cup of your favorite tea. Find yourself in a comfortable position in a quiet spot where you're not going to be disturbed. And when you're ready, let's begin. And now let's end this breathing meditation with a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowly open your eyes or allow your eyes to come back into focus. And now let's have a sip of your water or your tea. That is still delicious. So that's all I have for today. Many thanks to Denver Public Library for having such incredible books to check out and enjoy. Many thanks to Outdoors Herbalist Tea House for this delicious herbal tisane. And for all of y'all who are watching these videos, thank you so, so much. And if you are an author or you own a tea house or you just have something cool that you'd like for me to share, please reach out to me through email. It is teagoddess74@gmail.com. Or just make a comment on one of the videos and I'll see it pop up on my notification feed. So before I wish you a fond farewell, I wanted to read a poem to you from a poet that, again, I discovered through Denver Public Library, Rachel Hoddes. This is her book called Indelible, and I figured I would end by reading a poem to you. This one is called The Lost House. The lost house from the outside looking in, family absent, where the panting dog woofs up to welcome a wet woman, naked, wrapped in a towel, who has just emerged to lean on the locked door, look in the window. Relative, tenant, visitor, or phantom, who is she? Since the door is opened only partially and reluctantly by guilty lovers, no one ever sees the whole place from inside or all at once, or for that matter from the outside either, so thick are the surrounding trees. Meanwhile, across the straight, bright banks are visible, farmland or hillside or another island. Each stump and bush, each cultivated strip, is lit with tragic clarity no one lost paradise could muster. Farm or coast, cottage, island, all the bygone summers have to work together to achieve so preternaturally brilliant an icon of the places I am losing, have lost, will lose. Houses, chairs, and windows, curtains, books, the silver of the sea, southwest of Samos, or maybe the Atlantic. These are sights at which I find myself peering like a trespasser, a tourist. Years I impinge on naked from outside or try to enter, frantic, wet, wordless, seeking shelter as if I were entitled to go in. Take care of yourself and each other. Raise your teacup high, and remember that to drink tea is to enjoy life. I will see y'all really soon. Happy 4th of July, and bye for now.